Oh my goodness. Spring forward has not been kind to me so far, people. Major under eye circles today. So I put these on in hopes that, you know, they just disappear entirely. Because that's what masks do, right? Come on, coffee. Come through for me. Hello everyone! I'm here today to share with you guys a new testing of Beauty Guru's favorites. Guru. I pronounced that weird today. Guru. Guru? Garu. Guru. Alright, I'm done. But today I decided to switch it up a little bit and try out some favorites from other YouTubers that I haven't tested out favorites from before. So you can go and check out their videos and channels and everything down in the info bar if you are interested. And yeah, I'm excited. Got some new products to play around with. I spent a lot of money on products today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you do. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and also Sunday. And also if you're interested in more like, you know, vloggy type of videos, you can go and check out my RachhLoves live videos. I do videos there every Saturday. I just said videos a whole bunch of times. And also if you like these testing of Beauty Guru's favorites, I've done a whole bunch of them, so I will link them at the end of the video for you guys if you are interested. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. The first favorite I'm going to be testing out is an eyeshadow palette, and this was a favorite of Brianna Fox, and she actually did a couple of tutorials using this palette as well, and she said that she really enjoyed it and found it to be an excellent palette and something she really saw herself using a lot. So I was like, well, I saw your tutorials and I want to look like that. And it is the Anasazi Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. A lot of people have actually talked about how much they've enjoyed it. I actually pulled out the Modern Renaissance palette because I wanted to compare and contrast and just see how similar they are. She did that in her favorites as well, and I kind of wanted to see it up close and personal. So here we have the Soft Glam palette. We have lots of pretty neutrals, more yellowy undertones, and then the Modern Renaissance palette has more of these purpley berries. I mean, they're very similar. If you're just looking for a palette and you're like, neutrals, they look very similar. The majority of the shades in here are mattes. They have 5 different metallic-y, glittery shades as well. Not glittery, shimmery? Shimmery. And by the looks of it, you can kind of go in 2 different directions. More of a mauve-y tone look or something that's more of a yellowy orange, more neutral than the Modern Renaissance palette, but still warm. So that's nice because you can get a couple of different types of looks out of this, but again, it's a very neutral look. So let's see what kind of a look we can come up with here. So first I took the shade Orange Soda and I applied it really lightly along the crease just to sort of create the shape that I wanted. And then I went in with Burnt Orange and I just kind of smoked that on top and into the outer corner a bit. And then I went back and forth and just blended that over and over again. And then I took some of Rustic and I applied that along the lash line and also into the outer V just to create more of a defined crease shape. And then I took a bit of the Orange Soda and Burnt Orange and smoked it into the outer third of the lid a bit. And then going in with Glistening, I took that and I mixed it in with a little bit of Tempera just to make it a little less gold, a little bit lighter as well. And I used a bit of Fix Plus and then I patted that onto the inner part of the lid. Really liked that. It was really pretty. I love the way that that looks. In terms of blendability, they blend so smoothly, very, very pigmented. I'm not at all surprised knowing what I know about the whole ABH line of eyeshadows. They're all really good. And then I threw on a little bit of liner. I took the classic, the usual one, which is my L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil in brown. And then I applied some mascara. I'm using today the Bad Gal Bang mascara and then some half lashes because you know what? This is like an ABH look, and I feel like if I'm wearing ABH eyeshadows, I should be putting on lashes. All right, now we're gonna move on to the face, and we're gonna be testing out a new primer, and this was recommended by Jackie. Oh my gosh, obsessed with her channel. Jackie. I wanted to test a product that she said was amazing. I also follow her on Twitter. I feel like I'm stalking her. And she was saying that the more she wore it, the more she really liked it. So I was like, done, sold. I'm sold on this primer that could also buy me, you know, 10 pairs of Forever 21 pants. Really nice looking skin, full wardrobe of pants, I don't know. But it is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Filter Finish Protective Primer. And this is going to be a primer that instantly filters away any imperfection and impurity for an alluring skin all day and over time. Alluring, I like that. This is gonna blur the look of pores and fine lines. It's going to prime the skin, protect it. It's going to color correct apparently. All right, it's doing it all. And also has some anti-aging properties in it. Tatcha is known for having really good, very expensive skincare. I also have their Dewy Skin Mist. pointing over there because it is currently in that drawer. I broke the lid. I'm pretty mad about it. Like, look at this. Look at, like, it looks like it was just attacked by a shark. So I have the instructions up on the screen. It says glide the spatula lightly over the top of the balm. A little bit goes a long way. Use a rice size amount for the whole face. Rice size? Rice size. You are crazy, Tatcha. Apparently this is the spatula. Also to note, it is vacuum sealed. Vacuum sealed, all right? This is what it looks like. Packaging A++. It's a solid balm. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera. Hopefully it does. It's sort of a very pale pinky shade. It's very soft, very smooth, almost silicone-y in texture, very like silky. Okay, so I'm gonna scrape off a very minor amount of product. Look at that. That does not feel like enough. And it says to dot the formula on your cheeks, your chin, your nose, eyelids. Well, they can't do that. And then massage the balm. I don't feel like I applied enough. I'm also gonna apply a little teeny bit underneath the eyes because they said you can apply it to your eyes, and I just wanna know if this is gonna like make my under eye area look really flawless. All right, I understand the whole like you don't want to apply too much to your skin because it is a skincare based product. You don't want it to feel oily and greasy on your skin. It is doing some benefits to make your skin look better over time. I get it. But like I really genuinely don't feel like I put enough on. I'm gonna trust in the Sephora how-to suggested use. I'm trying to peel off all the extra off of this little spatula thing. Is there any more I can put on my skin? My pores look slightly minimized. Not like astoundingly so, but again, like I haven't put any foundation or anything on top, so let's do that step. I'm curious to see how this is gonna hold up throughout the day too, and if this is actually going to keep my makeup on longer, if my skin is gonna look smoother and just better all day, because then at least to me, then it's worth the price. If my skin is gonna look really, really good and stay looking good all day, I mean, that's totally 100% worth it. But I'm also the kind of person who would be more inclined to spend more on skincare related products and products that are gonna make my skin look good versus like, you know, an eyeshadow palette. And yes, I know I just bought the Soft Glam by ABH, which is no joke as well in price. So far in terms of how my skin looks, I would say my pores do look minimized. I haven't put any concealer on yet, so we'll see what it looks like when it's all like set and everything. But I would say that this doesn't make my skin look any better than say the Pixi Rose Flash Balm, which is my current favorite primer. I really, really love this one. So we'll see how this makes my skin look by the end of the day. So far, I feel like they're pretty comparable though. Then for concealer today, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Age Rewind. This is in the shade Ivory. And let's just buff this all into the skin. Now we're going to set everything using a product that is a favorite of Jessica Braun. And she was talking about this in her Ulta haul update, I think. And she was just saying how she swears by this powder. It's actually a powder foundation. And she's just obsessed with it. And she was buying like a restock of it. And I was like, done buying it. It is the IT Cosmetics Full Coverage Anti-Aging Hydrating Powder Foundation. This is the Celebration Foundation Illumination. I chose the shade Fair. They actually only had a tester for the light and the light looked a little bit dark. So I'm like, well, hopefully Fair works. And they say to buff this into the skin using a brush. Usually I would use like one of my like velour puff things, but because they say specifically to buff it in with a brush, I'm going to go that route. It's going to absorb oil and shine without settling into any fine lines and wrinkles. And it has all sorts of anti-aging, skin-loving ingredients. So it's going to hydrate the skin as well. So I'm just going to dip my brush in and then buff it into the skin. I'm so not used to using a brush to apply a powder. I haven't done that in a while. It's been a while. I honestly can't say it's been a while without singing that song. So far I'm not super wowed by it. Like in here, it's really sitting heavy on top of my pores in this particular area. And it's not real, like it just feels a little bit heavy for me. So maybe if I just used it with the primer, maybe that would make the difference because maybe it's just too much coverage. It's not my favorite so far, which is disappointing because it looks so good on her. So I'm gonna set the under eyes and finish up the eye look and I'll be right back. All right, now that we got that on, some bronzer on, we're gonna go on to blush. And this is a favorite of Ali Glines. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. I'm very sorry if it's not. And in her February favorite, she talked about the Bare Minerals Gen Nude blushes and how much she really enjoyed it and how, I guess she doesn't use a lot of beige blushes a lot. And she's like, this beige blush is amazing. So I was like, well, then I will use it. And the color is very pretty, almost a warm, like a terracotta shade. It has a little hint of pink to it, so it's not too brown, too bronzy. I think it's gonna look really pretty. I'm gonna start with a little bit, because sometimes you can get carried away with blushes. The effect is really pretty. It's very soft. It's very natural looking. I feel like this would be a good like everyday blush. Actually reminds me a lot of another blush. Which one is it? This is the Burt's Bees blush. This is their, I think it's cinnamon, toasted cinnamon. So you can see, I mean, they're not identical. The Gen blush from Bare Minerals is definitely more pinky than this one, but definitely along the same vein. I think they're both really pretty. I actually use this one quite a lot. But yeah, this is also very nice. And lastly, we're gonna be testing out a highlight. This is a favorite of Taylor from That Taylor. And she was saying that this Cover FX Perfect Light Highlighting Powder in Moonlight is amazing. And it looks so pretty when she was swatching it in the video. Very pigmented, very light, almost champagne-y. Although on the Sephora website, they describe it as having like a silver undertone to it, which I didn't see in the swatch, but I really like it. It actually looks really dark. Like really dark. That is like a blush for me. But like swatching it on my hand right there, it's definitely a lot lighter. It has almost a pinky undertone to it. Oh, not at all as dark as I was anticipating. It is very smooth. It is very blendable. It definitely has more of, I put a little too much on my nose, hang on. This is probably one of the more bizarre highlights that I've ever tried because it looks so dark on here and then swatched it looks almost pink and then you put it on the skin and then finally you see that like silver undertone they're talking about. This highlight is just sending me so many mixed signals. I don't know where to go with it. I'm gonna try it as like an inner corner highlight too. Ooh, I do like it as an underbrow highlight. It's not light enough for me personally for my inner corner. If I'm gonna choose a high-end highlight, hang on, off screen, hang on. I much prefer the one from Hourglass, the Absolute Strobe Light Metallic Highlighting Palette. The combination of these two shades, it just blinds everyone. It's so beautiful. So I think I prefer that if I'm going to spend the money on a high-end highlight. It's still pretty, like it's still like really, really reflective and gorgeous. Just not my favorite. Okay, I gotta say, the more that I stare at this highlight, the more I can see what Taylor's talking about. It is really pretty. I kind of want to talk about my favorite product and probably my least favorite products from a first impression standpoint, though I will update you guys at the end of the day. We'll see how everything is wearing. But in terms of my favorite product, it's probably the ABH Soft Glam palette. It's just a really pretty palette. I can see myself using these shades on a regular basis, to be honest, a lot more than the Modern Renaissance palette. That's a little too berry toned for me for an everyday basis. But I really like these. They blend out so nicely. Gorgeous, gorgeous palette. And then in terms of my least favorite product from a first impression standpoint anyway, it's probably the IT Cosmetics powder foundation, which is so disappointing because like it looks so beautiful on Jessica. I do want to try it with a primer and then this on top, but I don't like how it is settling into some of my larger pores in the front of my face. So that's a little disappointing, but I will give it another try it out in different ways, see how I want to wear it. But yeah, I like the look that I have created today, so I'm going to go about my day and I will check in with you guys in the evening and we'll see what everything's looking like. All right, guys. Update time. So it's the end of the day, and first I just want to give myself a pat on the back because my lashes are still on and it's like 10:30 at night. So in terms of my makeup, love the eyes. My eyeshadow is holding up really strong. Not underneath. Ignore the under part, the raccoon part. But the eyeshadow on top is looking really, really good. I love it. My highlight also looked really good, although I would say I'd probably wear this one more on days where I'm not wearing as much self tanner because it has more of that silvery undertone. And then my skin, honestly, I'm not super wowed with how my skin is looking right now. It's settling into like my smile lines and into my like pore area here. It's worn off around my nose. So I think I just have to kind of like dissect everything. So tomorrow, when this video goes up, I will wear the Tatcha primer with like a regular powder and foundation on top and just see how that wears. So I'll let you guys know in the info bar if I notice anything different. And then I'll wear the powder foundation on its own with just a primer and just see if that wears any different. I just noticed all the comments and everything, people were using it as a setting powder. So I was like, yeah, this will be fine, but not so much for me. And then the Bare Minerals blush is really pretty. I really liked it all day. It's held up pretty well. I can still see it on my skin. I like it just as much
me personally as the Burt's Bees one, the Toasted Cinnamon one. However, this one is more pink. If you prefer something that has more of that flushed undertone, you'll probably like this one better. And that's everything for this video, guys. Give it a big thumbs up if you like these whole testing out of makeup products that YouTubers make me buy, and if you want to see more of them. If you have any recommendations for other YouTubers I should check out, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And that's everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you, girls. Mwah.